So, one of YouTube's most entertaining characters, Rawdog, is back as Rawdog Litard. Rawdog Litard. You know what's funny? Litard is a last name. I know people's last name is Litard. Rawdog Litard? Rawdog Litard? I don't know. But anyhow, he's back and he's entertaining. And to be honest, when he first started his channel a couple years back, I really didn't watch his videos. But then he got really entertaining, like almost overnight. He got really, really entertaining. So, you know, I'm watching this stuff. He's kind of like the guy everybody on YouTube likes to hate. For example, Dan from Night Court. Remember that show Night Court? There's a guy Dan. People like hated him, but they loved him to hate him. Or like the movie Thor or the Avengers with Loki, the villain. Everybody loves but hates this villain. So a lot of these other channels use Rawdog as they say he's a shill, a minion, a troll. And they just love the guy to hate him. They just put him everywhere, right? So he's back. And here's a comment on his channel. It says, people like you are keeping the price down, plain and simple. And that, I think that explains why there's so much people on YouTube who don't like him. Is because, for example, when he goes, I'm selling my silver, and like when silver was over 30, he showed some monster boxes and did a video of selling monster boxes. And deep down, despite all these manipulation theories, people know that if people are selling their silver, it causes the price go down. I think YouTubers do understand the concept of supply and demand. That regardless of what manipulation stories we hear, if a lot of people are selling their physical silver, the price goes down. Okay, so I'm going to segue into another topic. And I kind of was overly harsh about some guy at this chess club who was the worst player there. I was overly harsh. Sometimes I get carried away. I get thrown in the pack, and the pack mentality. Everybody at the club, they love to hate this guy, and I fell in the same trap. So last Friday, the guy really impressed me in a few ways. For those of you who didn't watch the video, this guy is like the worst guy in the club, but he's also always reading about chess. He's also bring up chess topics. For example, he can tell you all about the Lucina position. It's a king and a rook and king versus rook, king, and pawn. He can tell you about the position, but he can't play the position. And it turns out on Friday he was telling us how he had a head injury. Now I feel kind of like an insensitive jerk because I was criticizing so heavily on my channel, but the guy got physical damage to his head from a head injury, and he's still trying to play chess, and he gets huge credit on my part, right? I was harsh because, you know, he couldn't play, but he had a head injury, and it didn't occur to me that happened, so I was kind of a jerk, so I'm kind of sorry. He doesn't watch my videos, but if he watched my videos, I would apologize to him. And here's the second thing that really impressed me. So we're all sitting there, you know, in the chess thing, and he's talking about quantum physics, and I'm not sure if it's George Norrie inspired quantum physics or not, because he goes into talks about, you know, George Norrie topics and whatever, and, you know, not saying that everything George Norrie says is inaccurate or whatever, but what I'm saying is he likes to have the fringe discussions. So he's talking about quantum physics and some of these, you know, highly esoteric, theoretical, maybe not true elements of quantum physics. I'm in a class, chess is playing chess and they're groaning. We're in a cafe, right? And then this woman walks in. This young, blonde knockout walks in. She's dressed, she has a dress on that's casual, yet classy, and has a hippie flavor. So she walks in, and this guy goes, hello, goddess, he's telling us. Of course, she didn't hear him because she walked in. He's like, I'm going to go talk to her. I'm like, yeah, good luck with that. So he walks over, he sits down, starts talking to her about his George Norrie-inspired quantum physics, and she's interested in the conversation and talking with him. He talks to this knockout for a full half hour. And I'm sitting there thinking, he just schooled all of us. We're sitting here playing our chess, being cynical and whatever, and he just gets up, walks right over to the knockout, sits down, just starts talking to her, no fear, no hesitation, and she's interested. And she's you know, having a good time talking to this guy about these things and whatever. And then she has to go, and she said, thank you, and she says bye to him. And I'm like, so, I just got schooled by this guy in that regard, even though we were critical. And I said, you know, guys, he showed us something. I could put my ego aside and say, yes, this guy who I was criticizing before showed me something. So thanks for watching, and I always want to learn something.